Video brought to you by Morante Plumbing and Oil. Morante.
And we are back, G-Mac and Winnie coming at you with another edition of the Outlaw Blitz podcast. Big fella, let's get dangerous. Hook 'em, yeah!
Everything is bigger
In Texas.
Or Tejas, as their southern neighbors might say.
Yeah, so we might as well dive right into that.
Oh, well, before we do,
You need them.
as big as my nose is, you think I'd get a bigger hit, right? There it was.
Got it that time.
Got it that time. Ooh, definitely needed it.
Man, they're getting weaker now.
They are starting to get weaker.
But, I mean, there's a big clump in there, too.
That's what I noticed, like a big round clump.
Yeah, we got to get a new one.
Yep.
But, all right. Actually, before we get rolling, let me... El Gifto for the Coho.
Jesus. The man.
The bag doesn't matter. I think I just stuffed it in some random bag.
Okay. Oh, shit. No way.
Yeah.
Is this what I think it is?
It is.
It is a Salt Lick hat. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I made sure it fit my head. So it would fit.
It will just fit mine.
Well, I think you got another.
Once I form it,
yeah,
it'll do it.
And you got another wrap or two.
I try to not go to the last one because then it starts to go up and down.
Yeah,
like a Limp Willie.
I think if you kind of like work your hand around it, on even on the sides, and
I think even
stretch the fabric a little bit.
Doing this will help.
Yeah, because I mean it was flat brimmed.
Yeah, we don't do the flat brims.
No,
here.
no.
I'm surprised Texas cannot do flat brims.
Why the fuck are you yelling at me,
bro? And did you buy, or do you have, a cowboy hat now?
A regular cowboy hat?
Yeah,
I've had one.
Did you?
I have one that matches that.
Did you bring it with you?
I did not, because I didn't have a way to
transport it.
Yeah. So, funny enough, right? I'm not short in Texas.
Get the fuck out of here.
There's a lot of Mexicans there.
That's great.
So I'm being serious. I'm not being racially insensitive or anything.
Are you
in Austin?
Are you the shortest legal guy there?
No.
Oh.
No. So in Austin, the first night I was there, in a certain part of town, I pissed uphill. When I first got there, right? I went to a pizza joint, fits much better. Great. Dude, you look great.
Look at the salt, baby.
Yeah. So,
Bobby Goff, shout out to Bobby.
Yeah, I knew, and it's a pretty badass logo on the hat. I could have got you like a plain one,
and
but
a little
under scruff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So on that side, the first night I got there late, and I wasn't. It was basically get some dinner, go to bed, and then I was leaving for San Antonio in the morning. So I didn't even know where I was. I was just somewhere by the airport. Skirted Austin a little bit, stopped at a place. Well, every place I went, the pizza joint, the hotel, I pissed uphill. It must have been where all the tall people live.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? You know how it is.
You're going to hang your nuts on the rail.
Yeah, I'm like, this should not be chilling my... Is this a ball cooler? No, this is the fucking bottom lip of the urinal.
That's where Tim Duncan was there.
Right. But then I wake up the next morning, I drive to San Antonio, I'm on the Riverwalk, great. And we'll get into that a little bit. There, I'm pissing downhill. And it's like your nuts are touching the top of the fucking hardware because all the further south you go, the more the language turns to Spanglish. And God. Dude, I felt like I was fucking like Troy walking through Thailand. I'm just looking over everybody's heads.
Any sight of Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker or mentions or sightings of
nothing
advertisements?
So I'll say whatever to say this. When I was in San Antonio on the Riverwalk. 100 out of 100, go. Great. If you can stay on the Riverwalk, hang around, do everything. There's plenty to do on the Riverwalk. Up and down, restaurants, malls, little shops. Awesome. There's a place called the Pearl. It was the original brewery there that did Lone Star beer. And then when they sold that out, what they basically turned it into was like apartments, something like a Whole Foods, like a store. Awesome. Went in there, got nachos and a beer at like lunchtime, but it's like a grocery store.
Nice.
Really cool. And they had like desserts, and every section had like its own thing. So if you went to the bakery, they made cookies. If you went, like, think Walmart, but like a high end.
Yeah.
If you went over by like where they sold soap, they were making handmade soaps. You know what I mean? So I imagine like a Whole Foods or something like that.
Yeah.
But then they had like all these restaurants and seating areas and a little turf field for people to hang out and whatnot. So it was cool.
Yeah. Does grass grow much with the heat like that?
I didn't see a lot of it, but well, I would tell you, when you come off the Riverwalk,
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio has a million fucking bums. And what a shithole dive dump it was.
That city specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, Riverwalk, nice. Over by the Pearl, beautiful. I went to the Japanese tea garden. Amazing. Beautiful, clean. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it was dirty. A lot of construction. But the amount of fucking bums. Like, if I was a driver, like, you know, doing a tour, I'd be like, and if you look to our right, you can see our various form of bum sleeping on the wall, pissing.
Mm-hmm.
A dude literally stood up as the bus came by, turned his back, and just started pissing in the middle of the fucking park. There's people walking by, and he's just pissing. And I'm like, oh, what a fucking dump. Like, it's just, they don't run them off. You think they would run them off. Like, go to the outskirts of town or something. Go live under the underpass, some shit, but no. They were just bums in the park, and there was cops there, and they weren't like, yo, get moving. It threw me. So, but I pissed downhill in San Antonio. That's the idea. Other than that, I had no desire to go back. Like, Riverwalk, yes. The Pearl, cool. 2 great spots.
Right.
You know, rode, like they got little, like the Lime bikes or scooters. They had like scooters you could kind of sit on, electric bike. That was cool. Rode them around the city a little bit. That tea garden was amazing. Do it in a weekend. Plenty. Then I went back to Austin. Austin was just, whatever questions you got, I'll try to answer. Stopped at Salt Lick on the way. Got your hat, had lunch.
Now,
Very
what
good.
city is it in?
Salt Lake, Jesus, what the hell is it called? It was by Kyle, Texas, which is the world. It's world famous for the best pie.
How far off the beaten path?
It was like 20 minutes outside of Austin. Not bad. Not bad. Just off some fucking Texas back road, bro. Just
Right.
Yeah, but it has outdoor seating for 1,000 at the Salt Lake.
Damn. So they get some. They turn some Q on a daily basis.
Oh, dude, like we pulled in. I'm like, it looked like, say, like winery, like that kind of shit. Pulled in. I'm like, where the fuck? Like, there's no clear signs. You'd think it's just big, famous fucking place.
Right.
There'd be a sign. The sign by the road was like nothing. You pull in, there's like nothing saying like go here or order lunch there. So like we pulled in kind of like, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of the parking lot.
Right.
Walking around aimlessly looking for the front door. Like, how do you get into this place? And then it had tons and tons and tons of outdoor seating, tons and tons of parking. I'm like, what do they do? Concerts here or something? No, they need it like on the weekends. That's how busy it gets.
Right.
I get there like 11 o'clock, and then you just see truck driver after group after group just start coming in.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing spot. Pretty cool.
Nice.
And then from there, I went to Austin. Austin, I did not have a lot. I did not have enough time. I could have spent a lot more of a trip there.
Size-wise, compared to, like, Kingston, Albany, like, where does Austin fit in?
Austin, I would say probably like a Boston.
Oh, okay, so good size.
Good, but not
laid out,
huge.
but spread out a little
maybe
bit.
Maybe Albany with a little bit bigger airport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have some high-rise buildings, but they're not a million of them. You know what I mean? The University of Texas is the size of Kingston.
Right.
It's so wild. Like, here's Austin. Say, if you picture Austin in a square, like a third of the city of Austin in the center is fucking the University of Texas, like right. You know what I mean? It's blocks and blocks and blocks, and then blocks and blocks and blocks. It's huge, huge. Like the football stadium is from our studio here to Cantine. Easy.
Damn.
Just the area like that, a little bit of stuff around there. Amazing though. Beautiful. Everything there is beautiful. All the buildings are beautiful. A lot of new construction. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And it's a liberal city, but it's a, like I said, it's a liberal city when we were talking off air before we came on. But people have guns, you know? And a million Teslas. Nobody was burning them down there, I can tell you that.
Damn.
So it's cool. Went to Joe Rogan's podcast. Not podcast. Went to Joe Rogan's Comedy Club. That was really cool. Got my son a shirt from there. I went to the football stadium to get him an Arch Manning jersey. All gone. All sold out.
No shit.
None. So I went to the NIL place that's
there's
associated.
separate?
The actual bag, the bag that hat
Yeah.
came in
Okay.
is the plate. It was called the Co-op. It's got a licensing thing with NIL and this. And when I bought it on the receipt that I gave him, it's NIL specific. If you buy anybody's jersey, if I bought the Winnie number 60 jersey,
The proceeds go
to him.
That's cool.
Right. And anything they sell in there that's just general stuff
Right.
goes back towards the student athletes.
No
So,
shit.
yeah, it was really cool. It's like really awesome store. So they're custom made. So they have tons of jersey blanks. And then when you come in, they make your jersey too.
That's awesome.
So he got the home orange with the Longhorn on each sleeve
Yeah.
and Arch. And I wanted to get him a white one too, but they only had him at 3X. They only had the big boy line because that was the same. They were white with the orange Longhorn and
Right.
2 small stripes here. Sick. But they didn't have them. And I'm like, I'm too fucking fat to wear white. I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in that thing. So,
That's
yeah,
wild.
awesome time. Awesome. Really, really great weather. 84, 85 every day. On the way to San Antonio, hit nothing but dust, bro. So you guys had bad weather, or the Midwest had really bad weather last week or something? Like where it came through, like a storm
Oh,
came
it was
through?
super windy, and
Yeah,
the
so
temperatures went from like up to 70 one day to 40 something the next day. It was
Yeah.
a pretty wild day.
so I caught the part of that was the tail end of that when it was coming through Texas,
Right.
was just the wind. It was no storm, like rain or anything, just wind. The whole way to San Antonio, I thought, I'm like, is Texas on fire that I don't know about? Like, but it's so dusty there that it was just like a dust bowl driving down. You're just like, you couldn't see the road like 200 yards in front of you. It was just so dusty, like every little bit.
Right.
And then I went to a Buc-ee's on the way down, and that had like 50 gas pumps.
Yeah. Did you get any food at Buc-ee's?
I'm going to tell you this, with the exception of Terry Black's, and I'll get to Terry Black's when we talk later, whatever. Texas food does not agree with me.
Really?
No, and I'll tell you why. The people of the Latin descent love to put fucking spice on everything.
Oh, Jesus.
I've never had to deal with heartburn in my life, and I literally had to go to like my dad's old Rolaids in the pocket the whole fucking time.
That bad.
Oh my god, it was terrible. I had to buy over the counter stuff to take a pill before I went out anywhere. Anywhere I ate down there, I'm like, all heartburn for like a week.
Jesus.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I never knew they had fucking spicy pineapple. What is going on?
Jesus.
Every vegetable had some kind of shit on it.
Right.
Like, can we leave nothing on this one? But then towards the end of the week, I found like more places that didn't have that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what started the whole thing was Buc-ee's. On the way down, I got a Buc-ee's breakfast taco with pulled pork on it or
No, their
brisket. The
big
brisket.
thing, yeah.
The brisket. Dude, I burped that up. You know that Nathan's hot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be the Buc-ee's brisket.
Really? And,
yeah.
and that's It's not even. They don't even really. Well, the brisket itself is spiced a lot. It's smoky.
No, that's the thing. I think it's the sauce they used on the thing. Bro,
Yeah.
I burped that thing up for like 3 days.
Jesus,
It was bad.
but it was good brisket.
Good flavor going in. It stuck with you, though. I'll never eat one there again. But holy shit, like, if trying to explain what a Buc-ee's is to somebody who hasn't been to one.
Yeah, it's
Like, there's 50 gas pumps. It's like Walmart with high-end shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. I liked it. So I know I'm tying up all kinds of time with
Nah, it's all good.
Terry Black's.
Yeah, now is this a notorious or famous spot from down there?
This is it's another barbecue joint, and I'm gonna say the Salt Lick was good. The Salt Lick is double A compared to Terry Black's.
Yeah.
Terry Black's is the major leagues. It's the big time. So I went to order, and before you go in, there's a QR code on the thing. It says, if you've never been here, scan this QR code. And it's a video telling you how to order.
What?
And I'll tell you why. If you've ever seen Seinfeld and watched the Soup Nazi, no soup for you. Back in the line, right? That is what happens if you're at Terry Black's and you don't know how to order. You come in, they escort you through the line, but you better know what you want and have it prepared.
Oh, or else like get out.
You good?
Yeah. That's just there's places like that in Philly with the cheesesteaks. Like if you get to the front of the line and you don't know exactly what to say,
yeah,
get out.
So fortunately, I had an order on my phone, and I could just read what it was. Because if you're gonna stand there and go, there's no fucking time for that.
So what did you type it out?
You got to go,
or you click it, and then when you get to the front, you just recite what's on your phone.
I just knew what was wanted to be ordered,
right?
And then when I went there, I was like, I'll take one of those. I'll take one of them. It was like, oh, I want the potato salad. I want the creamed corn. You order your sides first, then you go to the meat counter. Then you got to say what you want for your meats: a sandwich, a slice of this, of that,
right.
A pound. You don't touch your tray. At the end, they hand you your tray or they hand you your bag. That's it. Like, I'm like, I was fucking fumbling. I'm like, and I got it to go because every day when we would drive by, the place was so fucking packed.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to get there early, get it to go, and then I'll just eat it back at the place we rented.
So how are these restaurants? Because you said like Salt Lick had seating outdoor for 1,000, and this place is always busy.
That place only probably had a couple hundred inside and outside.
But are they trying to move you through?
Oh my God!
You're not. So you're rushed. You're like eating.
No. Salt Lick, you could sit down, but what they don't have time for is for you to not know what the fuck you want.
Right.
Like you're not going to sit there and go,
I'll take that.
I don't know. How is this? They don't care. They don't, and they're not being rude about it.
Right.
There's 1,000 people behind you.
Literally.
Do you think I'm going to fucking tell you how the corn on the cob is? You either want it or you don't.
Right.
And if you don't know, go the fuck back there and figure it out.
That's where YouTube is great, because if you're going on a trip, I know I do it all the time. If I'm going somewhere, I'll type in the city name and it'll bring up 5 places to go to, 5 places to avoid.
Yeah.
And so you kind of get the lay of the land before you get there.
Right. But like that QR code told you how to order.
That's perfect.
Go in. You got to know what you... So I originally was going to get you a... At that place, I was going to get myself a Terry Black's barbecue shirt.
Right.
So I asked the lady right when I come in. She's like, to go, you sitting, you staying? I'm like, nope, it's to go order. She goes, okay, you're going to go around that corner. You're going to the thing first. I said, I can buy shirts? She's like, yeah. They're right here in the baskets. I turn around. She's like, get out of the lot. Like, you either pick it, and I'm like trying to find, like, do I like this shirt? Do I not? You have to know what you want before you get in there.
That's insane.
And the thing was, I just happened to be at the right point where I was at the front of the wave. So, like, I was going to get washed out if I didn't just move through.
Right.
But I went in, came out of there, and I was like, I still in my mind can't really comprehend what I saw or didn't see
Right. Because it just moves that fast.
because I was just at the front of the wave.
Yeah.
If I was in the middle of the wave where I could have been like,
You could have sat back.
I could have been like, okay,
watch
yep, I'll
things.
take that shirt. I'll get, you know what I mean? But I didn't have that luxury. I was kind of at the front of the wave.
So you had to just grab and go.
Right. So it was like just pushing me. And I'm like, so I come around the corner and immediately lady's like, and it's not like they're writing it down. You have a tray. And I'm like, okay, I'll do potato salad, cream corn, banana pudding, peach cobbler. And the peach cobbler wasn't out yet. And then another girl comes from like the meat counter, like where you go to your meats next.
Right.
And she's like, oh, you're waiting on a peach cobbler? How she knew that, I don't know, because she was nowhere near the ordering area.
So is it like school cafeteria style?
Like you
Like
kind
as
of
they serve you?
came through like the merchandise first, where
Right.
Salt Lick was last. You had to exit through.
Which
kinda like-
is traditionally what you would think.
Right.
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. So this is
Stuff like
first.
that.
You come in first, and then once you came around the corner, it's immediately to a line
Yeah.
that was like all your sides.
Did you
Right
get to
next
try
to-
anything new?
The cream corn was different.
Yeah?
Yeah, like super sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, but then like if you took a bite of like the brisket and then you had cream corn, it was like sweet and salty. It was
Like the
really
perfect
good.
mix.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then once you came off of the sides and desserts, boom, you're at the meat counter and they just had pile like if it's sausage was here and the brisket was there and the pulled pork was here and the turkey leg was smoked turkey was there and it was just like I said, it was a whirlwind, dude. Next thing you know, I'm walking out with a bag and I'm like, oh my God, like what just happened there? It reminded me extremely of the soup Nazi.
Yep.
You better order like this or it's like that.
Yep.
It was wild. Delicious.
Nice.
The best brisket I've ever had. And probably the best overall barbecue I've ever had.
Cool.
So it was good. A good time, good place, good spot. Rodeo was awesome. Comedy Mothership was awesome. Got to see Tony Hinchcliffe. He made a guest appearance, like just showed up and took some time. Brian Holzman was good. There was a new kid, CJ Landry. I thought he was pretty funny, like a little skinny stoner kid. And then this kid, Ari Matti, which he's on Kill Tony a lot. Funny as fuck. All the guys were really good. It was good.
Where did Salt Lick fit in your?
Salt Lake was between San Antonio and Austin.
No, wait. Where did it fit in your like? If you had to rank it, if you had to give it a number ranking, 1 to 10.
Salt Lake?
Yeah.
8.5,
Yeah.
8.5.
Bobby said he told me this years ago, and he's 100% right. Because just knowing he brought me home some of the spice in a jar,
Yeah.
and he brought me home a bottle of sauce. If you taste the sauce by itself, it has no taste. It's like oily.
Yeah.
If you taste the spice by yourself, you have a nice spice rub.
Yeah.
But once you mix the two,
Yeah.
it is flavor explosion. It is the way it's meant to be.
So that's kind of how they have it. They have it like regular and like spiced. And if you didn't know the difference, you'd be like, I mean, this has a little flavor to it, and this one seems like it has more.
Right.
But that's what it is. The spice with the sauce, and it makes like this really So that's the one I used when I was at Salt Lake, was
Right.
the mix.
Yeah,
And it was good. And I got a whole chicken.
And the thing that was good about it to me is it's not in your face sweet. It's not in your face vinegar. It's not in your face anything. It was just a real good blend.
The only thing I would say is the Salt Lick was more smoky,
Yes.
and Terry Black's was more just straight flavor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I likened
Sal would love Terry Black's because it's
A lot of
straight
guys.
meat flavor.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I likened Salt Lick more along the lines of like Brooks.
Yes.
A little more powerful than Brooks because
Yeah.
I just think it's a better blend.
Yep.
But along that line.
Yeah, and I had the chicken, which was great.
Yeah.
The ribs were good. Everything was good. But they have like an all-you-eat family-style thing for $29.95.
Did you have a bad meal or a bad experience anywhere?
No. I do have to give credit. There's this bakery called La Panderia in San Antonio.
Okay.
I think I said that right. Fucking amazing. It's a bakery, and all their anything that I tried. I went there twice. Like most places when I'm on vacation, I don't go. I don't need to go back. Like I go, you try it, you move on. The breakfast was so good. I walked back up to the bakery the next day again and got more shit, like apple turnover one day, then this thing called a bow tie, and then I had like a ham, egg, and cheese. Then I had a Mexican Cubano sandwich, like for breakfast. I mean, everything about it was just awesome.
Yeah.
Everything about it was awesome. That place was great. Like their pastry, like their breads were just flaky on the outside, but super soft in the middle. Oh
Nice.
man, it was so
You didn't
good.
try pizza anywhere, did you?
We did. It was the night I got into town. I tried a place called Aviator or something, and Aviator.
Is it a chain or?
It's a chain there, like a small chain there.
Right.
Shit
Uh,
pizza.
that's what I
Junk,
figured.
absolute junk.
It
It tasted more like Elio's pizza from
The
the
freezer.
grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing good. Although I did get it when I was waiting for Boston's Arch Manning jersey to come out. I went down to this place called the Pizza.
How long was that wait? Would it take come back in an hour? Come back in 2 hours?
No, a half hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, because the guy was right. Oh, they had like a cut. They had an NIL guy that did them.
Oh, that's cool.
So, what was it called? It was called. I'll have to figure it out. But anyway, it was like a pizza membership. If you were a member, the slice was $1. So you get like for $2.50, you get a slice and a fucking fountain drink, right across from college campus. From the outskirts of
they're
college.
killing it.
Why would you not be a member?
Right.
Because you're a broke college kid. For $2.50, you can at least have a slice of pizza and a fucking soda.
Yeah, they're killing it. They
Yeah.
have to be.
I'm like, and that pizza looked and smelled delicious. So, you know what I mean? It looked like, Village Pizza here.
Not a chain.
Right.
That's good.
Right. So at least, there was something reasonable there.
Right.
But we say all these things to lead into our
Top
top
five.
five. This week's top five cities you could retire in.
Yes, sir. Now it's funny because you definitely are more of the world traveler than I am. I am sadly only been to probably a handful of states.
You are blowing out my eardrums every time you cough.
I'm sorry. Sadly been to I don't have the mute button, unfortunately. Sadly been to a handful of states. Never left the country. So my list is probably a little bit smaller or more condensed than yours.
It's probably more skewed towards things you like too, though,
It is.
versus where I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll start because I think mine's going to be way higher on your list.
Okay.
And then we can talk about it up then.
Okay.
My number 5, Myrtle Beach. Is it not on your list?
It's on my list. It's,
Okay.
it's not number. It's a
higher.
a little higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's we'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay. My number 5, Memphis, Tennessee.
Really?
I loved it.
Okay.
I did.
I mean, skewed towards your likes.
Right. I would pick one of the suburbs. Obviously, the city at this point in time is not
Roll them
known
up.
for its a lot of roll them ups. But I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube and stay mentally in contact with what's going on down there. And there's a lot of neighborhoods that are now being that are on the come up. That there are hot places to move into. So.
Like
I the
gentrified
vibe.
or whatever?
Yeah, gentrification. A lot of money being pumped into it.
Big
was
wrestling.
cool.
But also Elvis, but also a big wrestling area.
town.
Yeah.
Big wrestling town, too.
And while we're on wrestling, that Too Sweet for Wrestling podcast,
Yeah.
them guys, they're going to get the shit kicked out of them because every week this table's a mess and George has to clean it up.
I do my
GMAC
best.
has to put cameras back and fix this up and do that.
Well,
So
Biggest Dick is
they're going through the table.
he
next
moves stuff to not mess it up. But yes, he needs to be better when he puts it back. For sure.
time.
Yeah. No, Memphis, like I said, I had a good time when we were down there. I liked what I saw.
Very
And
different. Memphis barbecue is different than Texas
It
barbecue.
is. It is. It's sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot sweeter. But yeah, I could definitely see myself in the outskirts, getting a job, doing security at the
In the hell of a Graceland.
Somewhere at Graceland, at the place across the street. Got the Redbirds right in town to go watch some baseball. University of Memphis is right there, and the airport's right there to get to anywhere.
So there's you're going to see a theme in mine.
Airports.
They matter.
Yeah,
right?
they do matter.
My number 4, Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Small city, Irish, clearly. Very huge sports for them. I don't necessarily want to be in the cold, but that city, something about that city, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's got a very Irish feel, very proud feel. Like New York is always kind of scurvy to me. Like when you go down, you don't know. It's just fucking kind of grimy at times. Don't get me wrong. I'd be a Yankee fan in Boston still. You know what I mean? I'd be a Cowboy fan in Boston still. I could probably convert for the Celtics though. And hockey, I would just have to. I've never been a hockey fan, so I'd have no problem being a Bruins fan.
Right.
You know, but cool city. I like New York City. Intimidates me. The reason being, it's so fucking big, and when you don't know where you are, you just don't know.
Right.
And at any turn, you could be like, you don't know. You take a turn, next thing you're in Chinatown.
That's quicksand.
Right. Yeah, and things just rapidly accelerate,
rapidly
deteriorate. Yeah. So we're in Boston.
Sorry.
Can't hear anything. I got nothing. I
don't know.
And I no longer have addiction to my speak. So anyway, in Boston, it felt small enough. You know, I vacationed there for a couple weeks.
Right.
It felt small enough. It's not far from the Cape. When I retire, I could take my 45-minute ride down to the Cape for the weekend.
Right.
And they love their cities, but airport and like Myrtle Beach has college football, Division I. You're going to see a theme here.
Yeah.
Airport, and you have Boston College, you have Harvard. You know what I mean? Right there in that city.
Yeah, we drove through the campus when we were up there.
Right. So you have those kind of things. And then like things like WWE comes through and they, you know what I mean? I saw the Survivor Series at TD Gardens.
Right, main metro area, they get all the big events.
And their trains, they're pretty easy to understand. It's not intimidating.
Right.
You know, you're like, hey, I want to go down by the water.
And
you get on the blue line.
The trains are very nice.
Oh, I want to go to Harvard. You get on the red line. I want to go to Fenway. You get on the green line.
We were like pretty, I want to say at least 20 minutes out of the city.
I stayed in Braintree.
And took a train into Fenway.
Yeah.
But later that night, when we drove back in for the concert. We parked at the parking garage right across from Fenway because the game cleared out by 4:00.
Right.
And it's where there is city traffic, it's nothing like New York.
Right.
It just doesn't get like that.
The only thing about Boston that's confusing is it's that one direction, one way in, and then if you miss it, you're fucked. You got to go around the city, come back.
Yeah.
Yep. But other than that, Boston would be my number 4.
All right. Number 4 for me, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Why? Airport.
Airport's there, beautiful airport. Went there on our honeymoon and loved it.
And you're a beach guy.
I'm a beach guy.
No beach in Memphis.
No beach in Memphis. But I got to Mississippi. So technically there is water.
Whew. That's like, roll tide.
Yeah. Yeah. But not far.
Mississippi burning.
Mississippi something. Fort Lauderdale was a cool ass little city. Miami's 45 minutes away, so again, I'm close to the U, close to the Heat, I'm close to the Marlins.
Right.
I'm close to the Dolphins.
But sports
is
there. The Jets would be there once a year, though.
Right. And then around the rest of the state, you've got, conceivably probably the best, outside of Texas, probably one of the best areas to be for college football. In the same state, you've got Florida State, Florida, Miami.
Yeah.
Southern Florida, you got a lot of good schools there.
UCF.
So, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Bowls or whatever they were. Right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, so there's a lot.
Beautiful beach.
And the weather.
Right.
And you're on the Gulf side, right?
No, that's actually the Atlantic side.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
When people say Florida,
side,
I just know Tampa's on that side.
Like Naples, where we had actually stayed for the better part of a week, was on the Gulf side.
Yeah.
But I like the Atlantic side. It was nice. And again, 45 minutes from Miami. You're out. It's still a city. It's still everything's kind of right there.
How would you do
Nice.
with that heat, though?
That's why it's so low on my list.
You'd have to be sponsored by this retirement sponsored by Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, no shit.
Baby powder.
Look like fucking Stay Puft walking out.
Yeah.
Just covered head to toe.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, number 3, Frisco, Texas.
Okay.
Okay, 45 minutes away is the Fort Worth Airport, Dallas Fort Worth Airport. But and I can't say no college football. North Texas is there. But it's probably the king of high school football, and the Dallas Cowboys practice facilities there. Beyond that, there's a AA baseball team. This is where I looked years ago when Boston was looking to go down and play football.
Right.
Great fucking area. Dallas Cowboys are there. Very upcoming, like flooded, huge area. Number 1 spot in high school football. You got Allen, Texas, right there. Prosper. These places have
That's right.
six.
Prosper was the
They have
place.
6 or 7 high schools
Yeah.
that are bigger than Arlington in one town.
And the Prosper
Like Frisco,
Stadium,
literally, I think has 6 high schools.
the Prosper Stadium is nicer than some NFL stadiums.
Yeah, the Allen, Texas Stadium, if you look it up now, is bigger than probably some of the smaller NFL stadiums.
It's absurd.
So, when people said to like Kyler Murray, "Are you worried about playing?" He's like, "Man, I played in front of 60,000 people in high school,
That's awesome.
and then like in college, you're playing in front of 110. You played at Texas. What do you care about the NFL? NFL's 80,000. You played in front of 120 at fucking
Right. You're playing
Texas, Penn State, Alabama.
1/3 smaller crowd now.
Right.
There shouldn't be anything.
Right. And most of these kids, if they played in the South, can you imagine being like 14 years old, being a freshman, and you're playing in front of 40,000 people?
They've been in the pressure cooker since they were 13, 14 years old.
They know how to shut down the outside noise.
Right.
So yeah, that would be my number 3, Frisco, Texas. And the caveat, minus the college. College isn't really close there. TCU is
Okay.
close.
Horned Frogs.
I could probably do security at Dallas Cowboys for the Dallas Cowboys
There you go.
as a retirement gig.
Not bad.
It's not bad. I'll take it.
All right. Number 3, Myrtle Beach.
Now Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So it was lower on my list because I just don't know. I'm not a beach guy, but it checks the boxes. Airport, college football, right? And you have the Pelicans. I like baseball too.
Yeah.
They're all right there. But the humidity is what would kill me there.
It's bad. That's why this year I'm going.
You choose
I'm going
later.
at the end of October
Instead of
Instead of
September.
middle of September, just because I don't need to leave here where it's getting cool.
Who's the game when you go?
This is where it worked out. Marshall.
Oh, that's right, Pennington.
Under
We talked about
Murray,
this.
yep.
Yeah, good.
So
Good. So you're a beach guy.
Oh, yeah.
So I always figured you would be.
in my top 3 are all beach towns. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I have obvious reasons for wanting to go there.
yeah, and your dad's down there. So great little area. It's so low on my list. And like you, yes, I've traveled and I didn't go worldwide because retirement. I mean, I could retire in Ireland, but there's no football.
Yeah.
I'd
It's just a different kind of football.
Yeah, I'd have to pick up like rugby or some shit. I couldn't watch soccer. I just couldn't get into
I'll
it.
get into it, yeah.
Yeah, but if I was immersed in it, I probably would, But I kept it to cities I've been to, and I have been to a lot of cities. I'm not a
Right.
city person. I'm more like a country person.
Right.
So cities is tough. Myrtle Beach is a city.
It is.
It is. 17 bypass, 17 highway.
Right. And
A little beautiful little airport.
And the chance that you live directly in either North Myrtle or Myrtle, you don't have to. Like my dad's, we say Myrtle Beach, but he's in Longs. It's a
Right.
15-minute ride.
Right.
So you can live just on the outskirts, which
It's like living in Mount Marion, but
which is still the
it's part
country.
of Saugerties.
Right. It's still the country.
Yeah.
Out by him, it's plantations and fields, but now it's really being replaced by housing.
Yeah.
That's coming up, left and right. So
Yeah, well, it's people flooding out of these
and he's
democratic
an hour from Buc-ee's.
cities
Yeah.
going to,
He's an hour from Buc-ee's.
yeah.
He has a cool little coffee shop down the road. There's a lot to like down there, put it that way.
Yeah. And that's it. Like I've always said, there's check marks. Like there has to be an airport in the town. There has to be a Division I college football.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, these are things. There has to be entertainment. Like, I'm not one of those people that can go, I just want to sit in the woods and have nobody come up my driveway. I want to go do things. You know what I mean? And Myrtle Beach. And I'll circle back to something real quick with Myrtle Beach.
Mhm.
Myrtle Beach is the first place I ever went to see a dueling piano show. It's
That's
called
right.
Crocodile Rocks.
Yeah.
When I was in San Antonio, I sent you a video.
Yeah. I was wondering what it.
They were doing I've Got Big Balls.
I thought so.
That's what they were
AC/DC,
doing.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
They were doing Who's Got the Biggest
Yeah.
Balls of them all. I love those fucking places. That one was called Howl at the Moon. Fucking greatest night. That was my best night in San Antonio.
Yeah.
That was fucking wild. And these two absolutely hoochie mama chicks with their ass cheeks hanging out, and they were like, I would say like they were mid grades. They weren't a full dump truck, but they were mid grades. They were chunky chicks, and I mean ass cheeks hanging out.
Nice.
Came up on the floor, and this old guy that was like 80 was all over him. And the guys that were singing were like, "Hey, blink if you're in trouble."
Oh my God,
That's how bad they were. And I didn't know if he was talking to the guy
Yeah.
or if he was talking to the girls. Because
It could
they
have
were
been
such
either way.
trash. It could have been either way.
Oh, they were smacking it back.
Oh, their asses. And when I, like, everybody was taking pictures because their ass cheeks were hanging all the way out of their.
So where are your pictures?
I sent one to the Duke. I'm
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
he goes, I'll be on a plane in 10 minutes. But yeah, so
Nice.
quick side note. If you ever get a chance to go to a dueling pianos thing, go. The
Yeah.
show is amazing. It's an awesome time. And it's like comedy. And I know you haven't gone when you've been down there.
I haven't.
You have to go.
Yeah.
And you don't have to. I don't drink, Highland. I don't
Right,
drink.
right.
You know that. I mean, not that I can't, but I don't drink. And I have a great time.
Yeah.
I have a couple sodas or water, whatever, and I have a great time. And they're a fun show. So what are we up to now? Number 2?
Number 2. Wait, my 3 was Myrtle.
Number 2. All right, number 2. Austin, Texas. It's number 2. It's still number 2 right now.
Okay.
It's very. I'm going to tell you right now.
10 more days.
That's awesome. 10 days. That's his countdown of sobriety for 1 year, which I'm very proud of you. You know
Thank
this.
you.
I ask you this all the time.
Yeah.
It's number 2 right now. It's number 2. And it's not number 1. And I'll go into number 1 when we get there.
Okay.
Number 2, great city, great vibe. Anywhere I go, I can be 4 or 5 days, and I know I've had enough. I've seen it. I'm good. Nashville, all these other places I've been. Hey, I'm good. Yep. Home is home. I'm good. I did not look forward to coming home, and I did not have enough time there. And that tells me something because I'm good.
Right.
4 or 5 days,
Yeah.
time to bounce. I could have stayed there.
Damn. So if that's that good, then what's number 1?
Well,
Yeah.
and it's something stupidly small, but it matters to me in a fucked up way.
Okay.
But it checks the boxes. Division I football, airport right there,
Yep.
plenty to do.
All right.
And I can maybe do some stand up at Rogan's. I'm retired, so what do I care?
Right.
If I get a couple dollars a night, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
And I can insult anybody I want because at that point now I'm retired.
That's right. Fuck them all.
Yep.
Number 2, Harwich, Massachusetts.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable. For plenty of obvious reasons. No airport. I mean, you could Hyannis Airport. Cape Cod Airport, I guess.
Well, in Boston's 45 minutes. Not
Yeah.
bad.
No, you're right. It's
Right.
not bad.
It's like from here to going to Stewart, essentially.
That was always a peaceful place for us when we were
Yeah.
younger. And
Harwich
why,
was
why
awesome.
Harwich, though?
Because it's so central on the Cape. Hyannis is half an hour.
Chatham.
Chatham's 20 minutes at the most.
Yeah.
It's just kind of dead nuts in the middle.
And it's got good beaches.
Right. Grocery store is 10 minutes that way. One of the Cumbies is right in town. Which is odd enough. But no, it's like the perfect spot on the Cape. I think you're right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, and for 2 months out of the year, it gets fucking crazy. But then
Right.
other 10 months, it's chill.
Yeah.
And those 2 months that are crazy, you're retired, bro.
So who cares?
Who cares? And guess what you got every night at 5 p.m. or 6:05?
See ya. Be at
Yeah.
the high school.
Yeah, you got the best baseball in the country, and you're never more than a 20-minute ride away from a game.
Right. And my two favorite fields are like within 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes of each other. That and Chatham.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
perfect
no,
spot.
it's a good spot.
Yep.
That would be on my honorable mention.
Okay.
Down there. I'd be in like Yarmouth though.
Yeah, which is, again, a town over.
It's one town that they bought up.
One town closer to the mainland. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Nice. All right, and my number one, and it stayed number one, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And it stayed number one.
Because Glenn Jacobs is your mayor?
No, it stayed number one because there's mountains. You don't realize when you grew up here how fucking bad it bothers you when there's no mountains anywhere. It bothers me. Like you're driving and it's flat, dude. It's flat. There's nothing. Like
Yeah,
anywhere
I've
you
never
look here,
seen
you
that.
see mountains.
Right.
Like go to Florida, you don't see shit.
No.
It burned. It's bothersome.
Yeah, I mean, driving to Florida, my only real recollection would be Alligator Alley. And there it's even worse because it's fences
Yeah.
to keep the alligators off the fucking road. But yeah, you're right. It's pretty fucking flat.
You know, like you get even beach towns. You get there, there's, it's the beach, but there's nothing. But you're looking at the ocean.
Right.
You know, that's the only thing stopping me from going. Austin takes the lead. Is Knoxville. You got Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg
Mhm.
within 45 minutes. You have the University of Tennessee right in Knoxville, so there's Division I football, baseball, whatever. Comedy clubs. It's a college town. There's an airport, but you have the Smoky Mountains,
Yeah.
and they matter.
And they're awesome.
So there's entertainment nearby.
And they are awesome. We've
Yeah.
seen them.
And it's something stupid, but it's beautiful, and it's probably what resonates as being home.
Right.
Like when you come up the thruway and you crown that hill right before Kingston, and you see all them mountains,
Yeah.
you're home.
Yeah. You're right.
And that's what stops me from going. That's the Knoxville Austin. Flip.
It's a drive for me. If you were in Knoxville and I'm in Memphis, it's 5 hours, 44 minutes. But Nashville is a dead nuts midway point
Yeah,
on the map. Like literally.
yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, Tennessee it is.
Yeah, Tennessee it is.
So,
And you're number one?
Number one is Wildwood, New Jersey.
I figured. I thought you were going to go more northern New Jersey. I know you talked about that more
Yeah,
recently.
no, Wildwood would be it for me.
And
Totally
beach life.
right.
But you'd have to. What would you do for like? What would you do as a job there? Like, would you open up like a little T-shirt hut or something? Or?
I mean, listen, yeah, obviously during the season you could work on the boardwalk. I mean,
Or would you get like a little permit and sell like ice pops?
I don't even know. I mean, I could go literally take a ride 10 minutes inland into Rio Grande and get a job at a cell phone store, or fucking go to Cape May and get a job at a shop down there because they're kind of more year round.
Yeah.
But I can find something to do.
Yeah, I figure. Yeah.
And Atlantic City Airport's only 45 minutes away.
Pardon me for yawning, but I was on a plane all fucking day yesterday between flights and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's wild. We're in that time now where we're starting to have to figure out
Time to
where
think
are
about
we
it.
going.
Yeah.
This isn't it. I know this isn't it here.
It'll always
And
be.
don't get me wrong. Not like I'm racing to get out of here. But this is a part of my life that's just part of my life. I want the next chapter of my life to
Right.
be about me.
Right.
This part of my life has been about everybody else. I came back because my dad was here and my family was here, so my kids could be around them. Then my kids all grew up here. Now they're all going out. So once like I can retire, it's about me and what I want to do.
Yeah.
Where I want
Especially-
to go.
Especially if Boston moves out of state for school.
Yeah.
Then Jern's still here, but she's how many hours away?
Oh, she's on the Canadian border.
Yeah.
So it is tough. It's just about figuring out the next step,
Yep.
right? And that's why I take these trips to go start looking at where I might want to be. And if you don't go, you don't know,
It's true.
But
Very true.
I've very much found the last 2 trips I've gone on are my top 2.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I think about it, I'm like, I can't really do. So we're done talking about our top 5s, right?
Yeah.
I forgot to say, I sat on. There was a story you were supposed to remind me.
Yeah, about Atlanta Airport.
Yeah, Atlanta back, the connecting flight, Austin, Atlanta, New York.
Right.
So get on the plane, blah blah blah, sitting there, and a family comes down the aisle, and we have kids. We've been on planes, kids on planes. It is what it is. Like there was probably a kid that was like 3, one that was like maybe 6 or 7, and then one that was like 11, and then a mom and a dad. And kids will cry. Kids they argue with each other. Whatever. We're parents. I get it. I can put on my surround sound headphones, and that's it. I don't hear them. So the problem was, this mother was one of them moms that verbalizes everything. Hand me the black cell phone and put it in the red bag. Why are you touching your right foot on the armrest of the left arm of your sister? Like
specifically naming
everything. Oh my God, I wanted to choke this bitch. So this older gentleman gets on a plane.
We here at Yellow Boots do not advocate for female abuse.
No. Older gentleman gets on the thing. He's like, hey, I'm in here. So I got lucky. I had no middle seat, both flights. Austin to Atlanta.
Nice.
So the last guy on the plane is the fucking window seat. He's like, I'm in here. Taller, older gentleman, he gets in. So I got a movie on. I think it was had a Harry Potter movie on or something. So I put my headphones on, and the plane's all dark, and next thing I know, bink. The center seat between us. Oh, and then never went back on.
Right.
He's in like hospitals and like all the. I just can't. Where I'm not moving anymore.
Right.
Like, this is my last. Awesome guy. He was telling me years life.
Awesome.
So he was telling me, like, George, look up. You cannot be a Notre Dame fan in the South. And Matt takes a picture of it. Shows. Yo, if I went second. Win. He was a great dude, man. Really cool. When we sync up, we're on the same shift, and we can go on a certain night. Then everything will be live.
Yeah,
live.
if we can tie it up, we'll love to definitely have him on. That'd be
cool. All right, you want to move on to our next segment?
Sure.
Since we spent an hour on me talking about Texas. All right, 5 crazy questions via GMAC. There is a bonus, and you got to answer it in a certain way.
Okay.
You'll understand when I get to the bonus.
right.
Number 1. Oh boy. All right, you ready for this one?
I guess.
Is pumpkin the watermelon of the white community?
1000% yes.
Is it not?
Yeah, it is.
It is, right?
It is.
It is. 100%
Right.
it is. Like, motherfuckers will go nuts over pumpkin spice.
Oh, 100%.
It is the watermelon of the white community.
Yeah,
Are we in agreement with that?
we are.
I didn't know how to word that the right way. I think that came off good, right?
Yeah, I'm going to throw this out there to other listeners. I don't really give a fuck how it comes off. What's the fried chicken to the white community? If we have the pumpkin being the watermelon,
Yeah.
what's the fried chicken?
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
It's got to be some real bland fucking dish. That's all I can say.
hummus and crackers.
Oh,
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. But pumpkin is definitely
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Just as society has made watermelon famous for a certain ethnic group, pumpkin is now synonymous with white women.
Well, that and Han Solo season.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing,
The
right?
vests and the long boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild
Yeah,
shit.
Absolutely.
All right. Number 2. What is the best barbecue you've ever had?
Oh, wow.
Your favorite.
My favorite, and again, this is gonna come over as like, wow, that's pretty fucking sad. Best brisket I've ever had, honest to God, is Buc-ee's.
Well, it's your taste buds. It's what you.
It was so tender and perfect. Locally, Smoky Rock in Rhinebeck.
Okay.
It was very, very good.
Number 3. Would you rather go around a city on horseback or in a self-driving car you have no control over?
Because I love animals, and the horse that would carry me around the city would have to be put down right after.
No, it'd be a Clydesdale. You're good.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I guess horseback. It's been a long time. But I'm not to say I've never ridden a horse. It's been a long time.
So horseback,
Yeah.
in a weird way, you have control over neither. That horse is going to do what the fuck it wants.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're going to steer it. Maybe,
Right.
Whoa, fucker. Whoa.
Right.
The reason I asked is because Austin's a weird city. They have these self-driving Waymo cars. Waymo? Self-driving. I'm up at a red light. I look over. There's nothing next to me. Nobody in the back seat. Nobody in the front seat. And just a self-driving car.
Where does it? How does it know where to go?
Like you order it like an Uber, then you get in with your destination. You just get in and it fucking drives you.
That's weird.
And the same city has cops on horseback. Pick a fucking century here.
I want to have a cop on a horseback chasing
Saying a Waymo
a
car.
runaway Waymo car
Yeah,
that has nobody.
I
in
think
it.
that's the name. If we only had a computer in our hand,
Right.
I think it's Waymo though.
That's funny.
But wild. So that's what made me come up. So you'll see these questions are like,
Okay.
because of where I was, I'm like, what the fuck would you rather be in? A horseback.
Yeah.
You'd get there maybe quicker in a Waymo, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. What if that thing just fucking glitches?
Oh, I've seen that movie where all the white Teslas crash into each other on the interstate.
Because they can't see?
No, because
Somebody glitched it?
somebody took it over and glitched it, and they all fucking
Nuts.
Nope.
All right, number 4. How long do you think it would take the United States to conquer Canada?
forever.
You really do? You don't think we could take them?
I don't think they could in the current state of things. I don't think we could unify enough people to do it.
No. I'm just saying to like legitimately take control of Canada. Like we're gonna just take it.
Like everybody was on board.
No, like we're gonna go over there and we're gonna war them and we're gonna take it.
Huh. Maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be much.
No.
You did I just get hit with a fucking maple syrup
Wait.
grenade?
We're taking your house. What's this all about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
Hey.
out.
Do you think Canadian lumber only makes A-frame houses?
A. Ask John.
Yeah. I don't think it would take that long.
Then we would have all the Kraft peanut butter we wanted.
Yes. Yeah, for no other reason. We need
Just
to
the
fucking
Kraft
take
peanut
that. Yeah.
butter. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, and number 5, and this it goes back to San Antonio, just in general. If you were homeless, how would you get by? Like, what would your plan of action be?
Do I have my car?
No, like, I saw this, and my first thing would be like, I'd probably go rattle up some fucking cans or something, and I'd get a tent. First thing I would do is try and buy some kind of shelter.
You've got to get some kind of shelter for sure.
Then after that, I'm going to Stewart's, McDonald's, something. I'm getting a fucking job to some degree, washing cars, something.
Right.
Like, how would you get by? What would you do? What would you do to get back on your feet? Just basically,
top 2 things would probably be, yes, obviously get yourself shelter. Number 2, you're gonna laugh, but think of it because it's only $10 a month. Would be a Planet Fitness membership.
Correct, because then you got to shower
every day.
Right.
And go. I can scrub up and even wash my clothes to hang out and dry in a clothesline later on.
Even if you had multiple outfits.
Right.
If you had a couple outfits, you wash one in the shower, wear the next one.
Right.
And then let that one dry.
Right. Yeah. And then, yes, find a job ASAP.
If not, I would literally try to hustle any way I could. You know?
Yeah, honestly, bang cans, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, like the first priority would be, as much as it's food, I would try to get a tent. Like, I would actively pursue getting a tent. And once you get a shelter, then you can kind of make your way towards other things.
Yep.
Even if it took a month to get out of that fucking tent, you need something to shelter you from rain and cold and whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, now here's the bonus question. Because I was told very recently we are a lot of our TikTok and questions go out and they get answered at the high school lunch table.
Oh, Jesus.
And somebody in particular, one of our former football players, feels a certain way about some of your answers.
Really?
So
step up.
How many bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches do you think Mile Coons could eat?
Miles is a big boy.
He's like 6'7" now.
What?
Yeah.
Listen, I know. Do you remember Chris Sickles?
Yeah.
Dave's kid.
Yeah.
That he could put away 6, and he was 140 pounds and maybe 5'7". If Miles can't do a dozen.
A dozen, bro? A dozen.
10.
10 bacon, egg, and cheese?
Yeah.
No fucking way. No way. You know how filling they are? After like 2, I think I'd be done.
Yeah, but as a kid.
Yeah, you're right. Because you can't keep food in the house with a teenager.
Dude, I remember going to the wing night at Ground Round and eating 120 wings. I can't eat fucking 10 now.
I was told your McDonald's hash brown, which went viral, by the way.
That's funny.
Answer was very unfavored.
Too few?
Yeah, there ain't no fucking way he can only eat 3.
I mean, I could probably force myself to eat more, but that's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. So what's your answer?
I think I could do over a certain amount of time. I could probably do 4 bacon, egg, and cheese.
All right, so we're saying this again. How many bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches do you think Mile Coons could eat?
I would say 10.
10?
Yeah.
10 final answer.
I think you'd hammer them.
All right.
Because think about it. How many times do you get them after they're cooked and wrapped that they are compressed? Because the buns cooked, the buns are fried and greased up and shit. Yeah, I think you can get 10 in.
Okay.
They're for Miles, they should be 4 biters.
Yeah. Oh. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe, who knows? Maybe this will become a competition.
Miles wants to come on the show, I'll buy the sandwiches.
10 of them. It's like $40 of breakfast sandwiches.
It is, too. They won't be from Quick Stop.
Yeah, no. Those ones suck. All right, let's move it along. We have done before, Over and Under, Highland's favorite song. Number 1, the movie Friday.
Underrated.
You forget how great of a fucking comedy that is.
Damn!
Yeah. Knock that doctor off that pussy. Yeah, great movie. I watched it. I caught it one night, actually right before heading to the comedy show.
Ice Cube's Ice Cube's Ice Cube. There's nobody else like him. Mike Epps to me is like I don't know, like a poor man's Tracy Morgan.
Oh,
In
in
a
the
lot of
second, in the
ways.
next couple,
Yeah,
I think he's funnier.
but he is funny.
Yeah, I'm talking the original with Chris Tucker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, nothing like the original.
no, definitely not.
All right, number 2, Ice Cube as an actor or rapper.
Underrated both.
Both. Yep.
Yeah.
Him in 21 and 22 Jump Street, I fucking die laughing. Have you ever seen either one
I
of those?
haven't. No.
22 Jump Street, 21 Jump Street, like back when Johnny Depp and Richard Grieco went back to high school, right? And 20. Then they made the movie, and it was Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Which way is his fucking
Channing
name?
Tatum.
Channing Tatum. And then in 2, they go back to college. But in 2, Jonah Hill ends up hooking up with Ice Cube's daughter, and he doesn't know it's Ice Cube's
Oh
daughter.
god.
So Channing Tatum comes in, and he's like, yeah, what's going on? What's going on? And what's funny is the day before, he's like, man, I met this chick, and we went out, and he's like, yeah. And Ice Cube's the captain. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, Captain, we did missionary. And more missionary. And then, yeah, she was on top, and then missionary. And so the next day, they're going out to dinner, and they're meeting up, and they run into it, and his daughter is with Jonah Hill.
Oh god.
So Channing Tatum comes in, and he's like, yo, Cat, what's going on? You see whatever, Jonah's girlfriend? And the gun's pointing at Jonah like this, and he's just like mean mugging him. And Channing Tatum's like, what? What's going on? Is there friction? Yo, he's fucking Captain's daughter. And he goes out and does this whole dance. And he comes back in, and Ice Cube just takes the gun and goes, and points it at him. Yeah. Just amazing.
No.
He's underrated. Like,
Terribly underrated.
and he wrote Friday and acted in it, and he's amazing. And you think at a young age what he did with NWA and all that
Oh,
stuff.
him and Boys in the Hood was great.
Yeah.
Uh,
But even NWA just writing
oh yeah.
all those he was the lyrics guy for them.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, he was super underrated. Lethal Injection, probably
Oh, Jesus.
definitely
Christ.
top
You know all
5 on my
these.
old rap albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love Ice Cube.
All right, number 3, Guacamole.
Used to hate it, but underrated now.
Underrated.
Yeah,
you learn
grown-
to
grown to like
appreciate it.
Yep.
Sal likes it because it tastes like freshly washed penis, doesn't it?
That's what he says.
That's what they say about avocado.
Yeah.
Sal says that. All right, number 4, barbecue joint potato salad.
Mm.
I'm going to say overrated.
I am too, because I think there's not going to be a lot of. It's not the prime. It's not why you're there.
No, and it's so inconsistent from place to place.
Right.
One place is all vinegary. One place is like fucking. You couldn't tell it was potato salad. It looks
Right.
like beans. It's weird shit.
There's a place. There's a time. I don't know. There's a place and time for vinegar and potato salad, and that's like German potato.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I want like nice, classic cream mayonnaise with chopped up egg and celery and onion and
correct.
whatever. Yeah, that's potato salad.
I want like 4th of July barbecue chain.
Yes.
Not barbecue joint potato salad.
Correct.
Overrated. I agree with
Yep.
that. And number 5, corn dogs.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Love me some corn dogs.
I had one for the first time in probably 20 years at the fucking rodeo.
every time I go to Sonic.
You got a corn dog?
Yes.
I've had a corn dog probably literally 20 years. I had one at the rodeo. I was
Oh.
like, oh fuck, this thing's underrated.
Occasionally buy the box of State Fair corn dogs from the freezer aisle of the grocery store. I just love corn dogs.
There it is. All right, and that is over under. We'll go one more segment, and then we will do our internet draft number 4,
Okay.
which isn't really a draft; it's more of a debate, but we call it the internet draft.
Okay.
Let's roll to.
Roll Tide.
Rabbit hole. What dragged you down the YouTube, TikTok, Reels hole this week? Or last 2 weeks, because we've been gone for a little while.
Yeah.
Last time I was at this studio, there was snow in that parking lot.
Yes, there was.
and I could not back up to where I normally park.
Now it's almost 70 today.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, it was like 64 when I pulled out.
I have no idea. It was cold when I left.
Well,
this
cold, yeah, because you just came.
No,
from
but I mean
90.
like 47
Oh
when I
no,
left.
it's a little warmer now.
Junk Box AI. They're doing all the baby of the shows we watched. The
Oh,
Sopranos,
Sopranos is a great one.
Sopranos, Entourage, Friends, Harry Potter. It became a thing, man,
Yeah.
and they are so fucking adorable. And Big Bang Theory. If you didn't know, you know. You're like, oh my god, that's
Yeah, the perfect Sopranos. Each one, it's like that's
yeah.
definitely that. Perfect.
It even made its way onto Not Today, Pal. They talked about it,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
God, I haven't listened to them in a while.
It's wild, right? Like the things I haven't like looked at things in a while, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, when the hell did this come out? Or you find another show off
Yeah.
of that. So yeah, I just happened to see Not Today, Pal, and they were talking about it, but I had already seen the Entourage one.
Yeah.
The Entourage, my son and I have a very big connection over Entourage. So I'm driving to the rodeo,
Yep.
and I'm out in the middle of that part of Texas where it's kind of like it's just cow flop. And I pick up the phone and I dial him, and I'm like, and I like kind of yell at him. I'm like, you know where I am? I'm in Texas, Boston. Can you smell the cow shit? And I put the phone out the window. And then I hang up, and everybody's like, what the fuck? What was that about? I go, Ari Gold does it in Entourage. He's going to get more money out of Texas. He's like, I'm in Texas, Lloyd. Can you smell the cow shit? He puts the phone out. So I did it to Boston. He knew immediately. He started laughing, hung up. Like, it was just it. And people are like, what the fuck what's that about?
That's awesome.
So, yeah, there's Entourage. They did Entourage. They did Sopranos. They did Game of Thrones. They're doing a lot of them now. So it's really popular. It's blowing up. Take a look if you can. Ari Matty comedy.
Okay.
He's like a kid that kind of sounds like he's Russian or something.
And that's you said you saw him.
I saw him. Really, really funny dude. He did this bit about flying Southwest and fuck Southwest. He goes, just tell me where I'm sitting. You know, like, you don't tell me where I'm sitting. He goes, and then you make eye contact with the guy of you, and there's an empty seat in between you. He goes, and next thing you know, you're like fucking hulking up. You're getting all crazy looking. Your eye. Like you're protecting that middle seat. Don't fucking come sit next to me. That's that middle seat. We're saving that. He goes, it was a funny bit he did. He goes, and then somebody thinks they're going to stuff their kid between us. I'll eat your fucking kid, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was that, and then another guy on TikTok, Gen X Nation. He just basically goes over this week in 1987 songs, movies, whatever.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool to throw back. Like, how old were you in 1987? I'm like, well, I was 11 in this week, and oh, well, I really were 10 still.
Right.
I'm like, oh, all right, well, and then he tells you whatever the movies, top 5 of that week, top 5 songs, whatever.
Yeah.
So I went down that rabbit hole pretty good. And then the Eric Sim thing where the bat guys.
Oh, baseball bat bros.
They did the same bat, broken in on his own, rolled and shaved.
Yeah.
And the broken in on the own seemed to win.
Yeah, because the shaved, what do you have? You got about 6 swings on it before it fucking blew the top off.
Blew it apart, and
No.
the rolled bat never really
Didn't really do anything.
No, ruined the bat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
It just wasn't as lively. Trying to think, what did I really watch? A lot of lately, Nick DiGiovanni, the cooking guy. Obviously Eric Sim, Bauer.
Well, you have your
My
usuals.
normals. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I got into anything.
Have you seen any
different.
documentaries or anything, like couple-minute documentaries or anything?
I'm trying to think.
Because usually this is your nightly.
Yeah, no, it's kind of been dry. There, JD DeLay, who's like a former prison guy. I've been getting into his stuff a lot lately. His videos are fun.
You talked about the one where he was going after pedophiles.
Yeah, he's real high energy. So
That's our newest clip that I put out
on TikTok,
either TikTok or Instagram.
okay.
If only we had somebody next door to us that could help us with all this stuff.
Yep. Trying to think what else. Baseball, a lot of fantasy baseball, a lot of MLB The Show stuff because it just came out.
Yeah.
I need a system to play it on, but I'm still watching the videos. And some Memphis real estate stuff. That's what had that fresh in my mind. Looking at it's weird though, it's housing anywhere at this stage of the game. It's tough to find anything that you would consider reasonable anymore.
Well, what's wild is, like, if you're here, but you're going somewhere else, it's not getting cheaper here.
Right.
And it doesn't make sense. If people are flooding out of New York, the New York market should be lower, not higher.
Right. What I think you're getting is city people moving up in the state, and then the people that are upstate getting tired of being surrounded by city folk moving out of the state.
Right. And then and then there's a big youth movement to New York City right now.
Really?
Like a lot of young kid. You got to think the amount of money
they can get their closet in Manhattan for $2,500 a month.
But Highland, here's the difference between us and them, right? When we were that age, the way you made money was you went in, punched a clock, and went to work.
Yeah.
They don't have to do that anymore. They can be an influencer. Where's there a better place to be an influencer than fucking New York City?
Oh, absolutely. You're right. No, you're right, 100%.
You know what I mean? You go down, you're a TikTok person, you get paid by the likes and by the views.
Yeah.
You're in New York fucking City. Like, so they're going to get 4 or 5 people, get a decent size apartment, go do their shit, and they go to the right party, have a video with the right person on the right day.
And it goes crazy.
Yeah.
Another one, goes under the old, I think, ASMR stuff, driveway pressure washing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like what's the S and R guy?
Yeah, that's what I think.
But he does pressure washing too.
Pressurize, and then all of a sudden they break out like the little.
Yeah, almost like the steamer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Going back and forth, and that thing is sparkling by the time they're done with it.
Yeah, they do the concrete driveways and all the.
People don't understand. Like, I had Harrison Neville explained it on his channel why he can go out and spend $10,000 on a mystery box of sneakers, because the revenue that video generates
Covers the sneakers
by far, and then the shit
Right.
that he doesn't want, he just sells on his webpage.
Yeah. Well, when you get to there again, when you get to that level,
Right.
it is what it is. So
That's why he can afford to cut lawns for free and pressure wash
Right.
driveways for free.
I watched this guy. It's funny you just said that. I don't know who he is, and I feel bad for not knowing what his name is. But I watched this thing, basically same idea. His buddy calls him up. He's like, "Yo, John." I don't know. I'm making his name up. And Trump's coming to this fight. You want the seat? It's $5,000. And he's like, "I had a heavy decision to make." He goes, $5,000. What do I do? He goes, "So I paid the $5,000. I know where he sits. Like, my buddy goes, he always sits in this section. Section this, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
There's the seat, $5,000. He said, I took an American flag. I taped it to my back. He goes, they patted me down. He goes, because there's no flags or any banners or anything allowed at the UFC. He goes, and then Trump came out right before the election. He goes, and I held up a big American flag. He goes, and by getting on that, when Trump was here on that video got millions of hits. He goes, I made $25,000 off the video on a night. He's like, so $5,000 didn't matter. He goes, I didn't have the $5,000 to put out. He goes, but what I got back, he goes, that $5,000 was just part of like an advertising thing.
Right.
He goes, it just went viral. I had the flag. So that's the thing, like what you're saying, that box of shoes. The video on that probably generates $20,000 for the guy. He paid 10. He made $10,000 just for, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like,
I want to say, because he has 2 channels. He has like a sneaker channel and he has a tech channel, and they both have well over 1 million followers, which is, fucking nuts.
right.
This kid owns and I say kid, he's probably late 20s. Sports cars galore is his hobby, because he buys them. 2.2 million people watch the videos, and within 3 months of this video being out, the car's paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And it just turns around and sells the shit. It's obscene. But is it really? It's smart.
Right. And then if you get in a bind, you own it.
Right.
So then you just sell it and you're good.
Let's see. Harrison Neville on his main page.
From Cool Kicks.
He gets 9. Okay, this video alone had 93,000 views. He has 2.07 million followers.
That's crazy.
And he has a paywall on his page too. So out of the 2.07, how many are paying $4.99 a month? Even if it's 100,000, you're making $500,000 a month
Right.
just on your paywall. So
Right.
that's what I saw. And what's funny is I was down at Newark Airport picking my mother up one time when she was flying in to see
You saw
family
him,
up
right?
here, and I saw him there. Yeah, he was getting out of a.
And you told him you were a fan or something.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, Harrison," and he looked and waved, and yeah, it was. So I was like, "How the fucking kid? He looks like any other average Joe, but if you watch the videos,
You know him.
you know."
Cool. Cool. Anything else going on in your world?
Nah, mine's been dull. You had stories this week, which was great.
Yeah, I apologize for eating up all the clock.
Nah, man, I'm happy because it's awesome to hear.
It was refreshing, and it made me more goal oriented where I want to be.
Nice.
I believe. So we'll see. Time will tell. Got anything else?
Nah, I think we're good, bud.
All right, buddy. Take us home.
All right, for GMAC, this is Winnie. This is